you. I'm here with Alina of Robse to talk about the brand new record, debut album, Harlekin Krieger. I hope I pronounced it correctly.
Yeah, it was good.
It was good, good enough, good enough.
Yeah, it was good enough.
Out August 16th on Reaper Entertainment. It's been ages since we've talked. It's been a very long.
Yes.
And actually, until we got scheduled to have this chat, I honestly had no clue you were in the band.
Oh,
So
surprise.
yeah, it was a surprise when I got a message saying, "Hey, you're going to be talking to Alina," and I'm like, "Alina, are we talking about the right band? Is she in this band? Did I miss the memo? Like, well, what happened here?" So how did you get involved?
Yeah, it's actually yeah, it's a funny story because Marco and I were in the band once. You know that already because we had an interview back then, and he is actually the bassist of the band. And Ollie and Dennis are also in the band, and we were friends for a long time. And when they were in the recording process, they asked me if I would like to join for some backings. You know, like just like choir and stuff like this. It was more like a session vocalist or guest, and well, I joined and did some recordings then, and it led to making a photo shoot together to have a little bit more pictures and promotion and stuff. And yeah, afterwards, they told me that they would actually also need a keyboarder, and the vibe was really great. And yeah, it was more like a friends meeting, and yeah, then one thing came to the another, and so yeah, now I'm here.
And here you are, not just on the record, but here talking about the album, talking about the band, which is great. It's really nice to see you, and it's really nice to see you getting involved in this album, an album that I'm gonna admit I didn't have low expectations. I just didn't know what to expect from it, and then once I pressed play and I started listening to it, I was like, "Holy shit, this is
Yeah.
amazing!" Like this
Oh,
is what
that's cool.
you guys have a really fun, great album to listen to. It blew me away. I was not expecting the record to be as good as it is. How involved, since you were invited to come in to do some backing vocals, and then they loved your company, so they asked you to stay. How involved were you in some of these songs and putting these tracks together?
Yeah, I actually joined in the middle of the recording process. So a few songs were already finished and done. So I could like add, yeah, a lot of backing vocals, but in different styles. So you can sometimes hear really classical operatic vocals in the background. Sometimes I just double Robse's harsh vocals so that there is a mix. That's a really cool effect, I think. And yeah, I was also involved in writing some lyrics for one song. It's more like a ballad. And there I also had some main vocals afterwards. But mainly it's just like, yeah, for the album, I did, yeah, some backing vocals and vocals. But for live, I would join with my keyboard. And but the orchestration back then was still written or was written by Ollie, and yeah, I try to adapt it to a life situation a little bit more.
When you look at the work that you guys did on this record and maybe look a little bit beyond that, do you hope that in future albums you'll get to do a little bit more, you'll get to, exercise your own creativity a little bit more within the process that the band currently has?
Well, I think that the guys wouldn't mind at all. So I think if there is space and the ideas would suit, it would be, of course, a nice idea to add perhaps a little bit more vocals or a little bit more lyrics. But most of all, right now, I see myself as yeah, as a background vocalist and as a keyboarder. But yeah, of course. Creativity always comes, and when the song really calls for it, if I could put it this way, then it might be cool to add something more. But yeah, right now we yeah, every one of us puts in his own ideas, and it's like a mix out of different influences, and yeah. Yeah, I think we would also continue like this. When a good idea comes and when it suits the song, then we just simply add it. It doesn't matter, yeah, what kind of yeah, original instrument you have then.
I think what you need to do is get one of those keytars instead of the stationary.
Guitars.
Yeah, instead of the stationary keyboard. So when you guys are playing live, if you feel like they're not giving you enough attention, you can push them out of the way with your guitar and just do like a guitar solo in at the front of the stage.
Okay, I don't think I'm that much of a stage girl. I think I like to be in the background and play my keyboards and enjoy the show. So I'm totally fine with that.
Okay, so that works as well. One of the things that I noticed immediately on this record, because when I started listening to the album, I went back to the press release and to see what they were calling the band in terms of the genre. And I see
Yeah.
like melodic death metal around that. But once I'm listening to the album is a lot more than just melodic death metal. There's a lot of different influences, which makes the record almost very diverse and very eclectic in terms of the sounds and the textures and the experiences. What do you attribute to this variety of sound that exists on this record?
I think mostly what I yeah also mentioned is a little bit of more softness, a bit of folky touch. Like sometimes, for example, there is a song von der Schenke zur Taverne that will released in a few days, and there you have like a really folky bridge that is a little bit more with folky instruments, and I tried to add like this kind of style to it, so that there is a little bit more mix out of epic elements, melodic death elements, but also some folk elements. And with my background, for example, I usually sang like symphonic metal stuff, gothic metal stuff. So there are some for my vocal style, like with the operatic, there is a little bit more touch of that in the vocal lines. I think that is my personal add to some of the songs. And but most of all the songs are, I mean, each one of us has so many influences and listens to different bands, has a different history in music career, and every one of us adds the music and the style he likes the most. I think that makes it so interesting, and there are a lot of people I think that will like the one song or the other song, so it's really cool to have like a big spectrum with various different influences in the complete album, so that it won't get boring and you will always get a surprise. Oh, okay, that's more melodic, or okay, this is a little bit more dark and sinister. Oh, that's really fun and folky. You can drink with this song, so it's like a really lovely mix. And
It is, it is. The album is really a lovely mix of different. I mean, it doesn't feel disconnected. It doesn't feel like it's an album made of singles, if you know what I mean. It doesn't feel like
yeah.
a compilation style. It still feels like a record with a beginning, middle, and end, but it definitely has a lot of ups and downs. It's a little bit of a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, of course. It's the songs really suit each other still, even though the genres might be, the influences might be different. But I really like, from my personal taste, I really like also the lyrics that are into it, because you don't have like really negative stuff. You mostly have like really motivating lyrics, like you can do it. Doesn't matter how life sucks or something like that. And it's really uplifting, and it's all about friendship, about having a fighter within but also having the inner child within. And I think it's a really grown up album. And the lyrics are also like really grown up and motivating.
I think lyric-wise, it's a great record for the guys from the German national team to listen to after being eliminated by Spain. Because
Oh,
you need some uplifting. You need some uplifting. Because that was
let's
tough.
not show them.
That was tough. That
Yeah.
was really tough. I watched the game and I felt for all the Germans. Like, like that was really, really, really tough. When you first heard the album from start to finish, the finished product, what did you think? What was the first thing that came into your mind after listening to this album?
First of all, I have to say that this romantic feeling of listening to the album completely for the first time, I don't have it that much, because usually when you listen to it, you have listened to it like 100,000 times before each song, and you have so many mixes. You have to take care of that everything, the balance is right, that there are no mistakes and stuff like this. So you can never really get rid of that feeling that there might be something that needs yeah, an edition or something like this. But when it's really done, and then I usually take like a walk or something like this, or just drive a car and listen to it like really for myself. And I thought it was really great. So yeah, it's a really professional record, and yeah, most of the things you already said, that it's so various, that it has so many different influences and styles, and still everything is like one big thing. And I think also the artwork makes it like really special, because you have these artworks that are all connected to that fighter theme. And I think it also makes it really round to have like a complete concept, not only the music or the lyrics, but also the complete concept behind that album. And yeah, this makes it really good. But I think I answered your question.
Yeah, yeah, you did. Actually, you did.
Okay.
But now you actually got me thinking about something else that I never thought about. What's the meaning of the title of the record?
It's Harlekin and Krieger, and it's a little bit like what I already said. The complete album deals, yeah, is a little bit is around Robse, so Robse. I give it an English accent, and it deals with the inner fighter. Like you have to conquer your fears, you have to conquer obstacles in life, but also to stay like a child, to play, to be funny, to not take life so seriously. And the title is like Harlekin, like the clown, the funny person, and the fighter. So it deals with this duality of both, to have a fighter within, but also to stay like a child, and that it's important to have both sides within. I hope I
Yeah,
explained it correctly.
so Harlequin is basically like a jester, like a court
Yeah,
jester.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay, okay. And Kriega is like a fighter.
yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. I didn't know that. So I've learned two more words that I
German.
yeah, like my German is
Nice.
expanding. I knew Auf Wiedersehen and schnell. So now I've expanded into these two. I don't know how
I
I can
haven't
hold those four together to make a sentence, but that's a different story.
still some work for conversations or interviews in German. But yeah, we can work on that.
Yeah, it would be super limited, super limited. Unless I start naming soccer players, then I could be here all day. I could definitely do that. I believe in my opinion, the singles have gotten a lot of great feedback from the listeners. I mean, the views on YouTube, as far as the singles are concerned, have been really big. The feedback has been great. How do you guys digest that? How do you guys receive that kind of positive feedback from the first singles and don't let that get to your egos?
Ah, it still got to our egos. No, it was really interesting because we really didn't knew how people would like it. Like it was like, yeah. Oh, sorry. It was a really exciting to see if people would actually enjoy it or not, and that so many people listened to it and gave positive feedbacks, also wrote personal messages or answered on Facebook and stuff like this. That makes us really, really happy, but it also, yeah, we can see that people are excited about what we did in the past, and that people want to hear more and want to hear and see the songs and us performing them live. And yeah, it's super cool, that feeling to receive such a positive feedback on that. But of course, there are still people who don't like it, and that's totally fine, because you can't do music that everyone likes. Then we all would listen to the same style and music, and that would be actually boring. So that's totally fine. But most of the feedback was really positive, and yeah, it makes us super happy, and we can't wait to perform them live, the songs, for
Did
the next
you?
shows.
I'm sure you had a great time recording this album, but when you look at previous records that you've recorded, how was this experience to work with these guys? Because you're working with some people that you've never worked with before.
Yeah, I actually did this a lot, to work with people I never worked before on other projects. But this time it was a bit different, because I mean, I know most of the guys because we were already friends, so that was really easy to work with them, to have fun together, but also to stay professional, to stay focused and stuff like this. So I think it was a really funny and light yeah, light experience, that you don't have that much pressure, that you still know when something is wrong or you need some adjustments, that it's totally fine to take the time and to do it, but also to be, yeah, to not only talk about positive things but also more, yeah, conflicts or negative things. Or it also worked really well because we are friends and it works good. So yeah, you don't need to hide yourself or your opinion. You can simply straight give the feedback you think that needs the song. And yeah, it was great.
And you keep talking about playing live, and we'll talk about the big show at Summer Breeze, but I want to ask you this. What song from this record are you most excited to play live? What's one of your favorite tracks?
That's difficult. I think I have three tracks where I really like. The first one is Hey Sturm. That's actually one of the singles.
One of
It's
them.
because, yeah, it's because the complete vibe, and it's about, yeah, facing the storm and all the obstacles in life. So I really like the lyrics and everything. There is another one. That's, yeah, the ballad, because I joined on the ballad and I really like and I really like that song. It's more has a campfire vibe, and that's really beautiful. And yeah, there's another song that's more epic, melodic, but also more dark and sinister with a few, yeah, more epic elements. Yeah, and it's Viva la Caída.
The closing track,
And the what?
the last song on the record, the closing track.
Yes, yes, and that's also one of my favorites because live, there are so many. For me personally, there are so many different things I can play, and I really like the complete vibe of everyone when we rehearse. For example, for that song, it's really cool to play together, and yeah.
Sounds like like when I was listening to it, it's like a fun song. It has like a fun vibe song.
You think it's funny?
I mean, for me, it sounds like it. I don't know the lyrics, but to me, it sounds like it's a fun song.
Okay, yeah, let's just let it stay this way.
Oh,
I don't think it's funny, but
it has a little bit more of a dark message.
yeah, no, yeah, yeah, a little bit.
But
But I think
listen,
most funny is the song, like the drinking song, von der Schenke zur Taverne. It's more like the folky, let's drink together and
party together. My favorite song on the record, I have the album here and I'm looking at it. I'm gonna butcher it. My favorite song is Aus dem Gleichgewicht. I don't know. Like that was
nice.
horrible. I think I just choked myself on my own saliva.
Oh,
So
please not.
I don't know how to pronounce that song, but that's absolutely my favorite track. I just
Yeah.
love the vibe. I think it has a great sound, great vibe, and man, like the moment the record doesn't have a bad song, so it's really hard to pick your favorite song because there's no bad song. But that
Yes.
one to me just has a great melody. I just love the melody of that
Yes.
track.
Me too. And also for the keyboards, there is a really nice melody part. I really enjoy like playing, and it's just a small part, but this melody is just like so. You can really feel it. I really like it too,
I
so I
really
can
like
understand.
I really like what you did with the keyboards because a lot of bands these days put so much emphasis on the keyboard sound that it hides almost everything else. You can't hear the guitars. I mean, you can barely hear the guitars, you can barely hear everything. You guys use them in such a cool, subtle way that you could still hear the keyboards. It still adds this great atmosphere to the tracks, but it doesn't overburden the songs with it. You found this perfect place to put the keyboards and have an impact. So I really thank you guys for not killing me with keyboards and doing it in a very subtle way where they sound so good, but you can still enjoy everything else.
Yeah, I think the mixing is really great. And Dom, I don't know if you know it, but
Yeah,
Dom did the production of the album, and he did a really great job. Also, of course, with the keyboards, but the complete album just sounds like so badass, and you can still hear all the instruments, and it's not like overwhelming, but you can really have, yeah, focus on the different instruments, and they are not like blurring into one thing. So you have like
exactly.
not a wall of bam, but it's more like you can hear the
You can see all the
various
layers.
parts. Yeah, yeah, the layers that
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah. No,
huge.
I agree with you. It's not like this wall of sound coming at you.
Yeah.
You can hear the sound, but you can see all the different pieces that make the sound, which I think it's fun. By the way, I didn't know I know Dom, but I didn't know he was the one working on the record doing the production with you guys. I know he's on one
Oh,
of the
okay.
songs, but I didn't know he actually did it. That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. The working process was really great, and he did a really amazing job. So yeah, we are really proud of it.
Wow, this is like a family work. Everybody got together and contributed to the process. I love it. Now it's like I said earlier, it's been a long time since we talked. So when you look at yourself as a musician, how do you see your growth over these last couple of years that we didn't get to chat?
Yeah, I think the growth was more like mentally. It was, I mean, back then, I remember myself like yeah, really being focused on working hard and pushing and over limits and stuff like this. So right now, I think I'm a little bit more relaxed. Like I take what comes, and sometimes some things don't work out like you wish they would, but it's still okay. So I just like go with the flow, and I have definitely more self-confidence than yeah a few years ago. So I think it is a great development when you just like focus on your inner growth and how to to reflect yourself and how what you can do to grow. So yeah, I think self-confidence is one of the main points. Still, I have to work a lot on it, but it's getting better as a musician. But yeah, also to how to deal with things that don't work out that well, and to take life not so seriously, because yeah, living in the moment, I think, is the most important thing, and not to go crazy about the past, the future, about anything. Just enjoy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have a saying in Portugal that nothing good lasts forever and nothing bad is everlasting.
yeah,
So
yeah. That
you know
totally.
you just need to find that moment and understand that if it's bad it's not going to last forever, and if it's good you have to appreciate it because it also not going to last forever. So
Yeah, yeah. That's really
so
nice.
it's a good way of balancing your life. Now you guys have this big album release party at Summer Breeze this
Yes.
year. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there this year. I'm planning on actually coming to Summer Breeze next year, so maybe
Oh.
you guys will have a reboot and come back again next year to play a show. But how excited are you guys to have? I mean, doesn't get much bigger than this to have your album release party at Summer Breeze.
That's so crazy. Yeah, it's I don't know what we would do. We would just like be there playing our songs, being excited, talking to the fans, and just like living the moment, I think, having a beer or two or more. Let's see. But
After the
yeah,
show. After
after the show, of course.
Gotta stay
And
professional after the show.
after the show, always. And yeah, we are just hoping that the people will have like a good vibe, a good mood, will go along with our songs and just enjoy the moment and the music. So what else can we wish for?
Are you guys playing the album from start to end as part of this release party?
For I think yeah, for Summer Breeze, I don't know, to be honest. I could imagine that we will do that, but I can't really say. So I have no idea, to be honest.
Gonna be a surprise even for
For me,
you.
I don't plan that far. First
It's
there will be Wacken. So
it's not that far. It's just around the corner. I mean, we're already in mid-July, so it's really not that far. But I'm so excited for you guys. I love you guys. I love what you guys have made. This record is phenomenal. You know, I really like to see what you guys have done with the music. It surprised me by how good it is, how much fun it was to listen to this album, you know what I mean? Like, because there's always question marks, you know, when Rob left you know, Equilibrium, you never know exactly what's going to happen with your own project, with your own music, and you don't know the direction. But you know, the questions are answered with the singles, and then when you press play on the record, you don't want to stop. So it's phenomenal job. I love the
oh,
fact that
thank you
you're
so
in
much.
this in the band. I was so happy that we got to speak
Oh.
because it's been such a long time since we talked. and you're such a lovely person, and everybody involved. Now I found out Dom did the production, so that's even better. So
Yeah.
all people that I love. So I'm so happy for you guys. I wish I could be there. I'll be there in spirit.
Oh, that's so kind. Yeah,
Uh,
thank you so much. It means really a lot to me, and for to the other guys too as well. So yeah, it's really a pleasure.
Alina, thank you very much for your time today. It was an absolute pleasure. The pleasure is all mine. All the best. Enjoy the shows. Have your beer after it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for this really, really important advice.
I'm just putting it out there. It's important because we need you doing
The right notes.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Otherwise, we'll get a little bit avant-garde. If you start going with the
Yeah.
wrong notes, then it'll sound quite different. Then the band goes
Yeah.
in a different direction. You guys become a little bit more of an avant-garde band,
Yeah.
and I think we already have enough of those.
We don't want that. We don't want to
No,
get out of track. So
exactly. We want to keep everything balanced the way it is. I love it. Thank you very much for your time. All the best.
thank you. Thank you too. Bye bye.